everyone, it's Laura from Laura's Handcrafted Treats and Treasures. Welcome to or back to my channel. All right, I've been a little bit of MIA here the past week or so. I have had obligations that have taken me outside of the house, which keeps me from my craft room, but I had a little bit of time today to get a video in, and hopefully within the next few weeks I can get back on track. But what do I have on my desk? Okay, first of all, I wanted to mention these papers. This is by Create with Scrimping Mommy. She is over on Facebook, Ko-fi, and she has a YouTube channel. These were actually part of the Ko-fi subscription. So I am in her subscription club. It's $3 a month. And in that $3 a month, she gives freebies. But also right now, if you've watched any of my past videos, we have Journaling Joy monthly. And she just came out with the new kit for May. It's gorgeous. But I wanted to mention these papers because she had gotten these out first, and I thought, oh, those would make a cute cover. So I already have them prepped and ready to go. Now, I think there were 10 different ones of these, but I just printed a few. So I loved this. I love them all. I'm going to eventually print them all, but I just printed a few to get started. And yeah, I'm going to just make some little mini journal covers. Okay, so there's that. Also, this is part of the new kit. It is gorgeous. Let's see. This one is called Book Lover Collection. It is part of her Journaling Joy. This is May, and I can't wait to get started. It's gorgeous. I have not printed all the pages, but I have some other ideas, not just for my monthly, but I know I can use this. I can use this in other ways, like even just to make journals. I think these would be cute little journals for gifts. I have not printed on the back, but here are just a few of the pages. So this also is in her Ko-fi. There's tags, and I think there was tags. I don't remember all what went with it, but you know, I'll put the links in the description box and go over there and check it out. It's well worth it. That's gorgeous. I love this one. I love them all, but this is just part of that collection. Isn't she cute? And I just wanted to show you that and have you head on over to Amanda's Ko-fi. It's Create with Scrimping Mommy. And like I said, I will put the link. This is also that same freebie, the 10 that she gave us. But I shrunk mine down so that I could make little booklets. When I get them all cut out, I'll have little booklets. What I've been doing is at my craft shows, when someone buys a journal, I want to have little booklets to give as a thank you for making that purchase. Okay. Now, this also is on her Facebook page. This was free. I'm pretty sure this was free. Yeah, it was a freebie if you're a Facebook group member. And these I am finding come in so handy. I am using them a lot because I can rip them and tear them and just use them bits and pieces and parts and pieces of them. So they're absolutely gorgeous. In fact, I'm going to use this one today. All right, moving on. So I will put the video of when I made this one, and I was actually making a card. My great niece had sent me a card, and I thought, oh, I'm going to make her a card and send it back. Well, I had seen this on, it was either Pink Monarch or My Porch Prince, I don't remember, but she had made this for a journal, and I thought, oh, wouldn't that be a cute little card, you know, to write your little note inside. So I just followed her directions and decided to make it a 4.5 by, or wait a minute, it'd be 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I can just mail it. Well, I did mail that, and she made me one. Isn't that cute? She followed my directions. She looked at my video, followed my directions, and made one for me. Isn't that cute? I love it. And another thing I should mention about this card as well, when you take this out, I did not glue this because you could save this, get a new card to put inside of it, and then you could send it to someone else. Fun, right? Okay, so on the line of making cards, I have been making these. Just a note. I think it is fun to send a quick little note to someone and ask them how they're doing. Let them know how you're doing without having to write a, 5-page letter. So we are going to do this today. I am going to give instructions as if I was going to instruct my great niece, Nora, or any Anna, or any of my nieces or great nieces or kids I know, as if they were going to be doing this. So we're going to start out with a 10 by 7, and we're going to go ahead and fold that in half. I have a scoreboard, which I would score all mine and do it, but you can just fold that in half, make sure it's even, and get your crease. Then what I'm going to do is, looking at my card, get that back over here. I know that the first layer I'm going to need is the music page. Then I'm going to need what I used for a scrapbook paper. So you can get music pages from thrift stores, music books. You can probably even find some online that you can print for free. A lot of the, I'm in many groups that have, give a lot of freebies, like Amanda, for instance. And you can use their freebies. So you can use any ruler for this. It doesn't matter, but I have it's a tear ruler, and it has like little jiggy-jaggedy edges. And I had already used this one for a different card, but I'm going to use it. So basically what you're gonna do, and I'll just sort of explain it, is you're going to rip where you want it here, kind of measure it up here, and then you'd rip here, so you sort of are starting to get that little edge. You can see a little bit of the card on the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this about, doesn't need to be all the way across because we are going to be covering that up. So I'm going to rip that at about 2.5. You can just eyeball it and judge kind of where you want it. So this will go here. Okay, now I'm going to take a piece of scrapbook paper, and again, I was working on these, so I actually have one that's already been ripped. If you don't have scrapbook paper, you can use wrapping paper, you can use magazines, you can use old gift bags, you can rip those up, but yeah, look around your house and see if you can find some pretty paper somewhere. So now this one is going to overlap this one, and I'm going to do it. I'm gonna kind of set it here because I know I want it to come over at least that far. So I think I'm gonna rip about there. So that's what, 3, it's 2 3/4. Let's just go with that. I think that's gonna be plenty. So 2 3/4. And the reason I have so much paper is because this is not my first time making this video. In fact, it is the 3rd. And if this one doesn't turn out right, you won't see it either. Yeah, the first one, I was out of shot. I was way up there, and you kind of couldn't see what I was doing. So I'm trying to be more conscious to stay in this area. And on the second one, I didn't double check, and I was filming in slow motion. I've done that before. I was so mad at myself. So I had to walk away. I just had to walk away and be like, yep, I'm done for the day. But I came back and gave it another shot. So now what I'm doing is I'm lining this up with this paper, this first one that I did. And I'm not being exact about it, but I'm going to go ahead and rip that off. And if you want to take a little bit more, you can take a little bit more, which I do. I don't think that's quite enough for me. I think I'm going to turn it this way so I can get a good grip on it. There we go. That's better. Oh, come on. All right, where are we at now? That looks good. I think I'm going to take a little bit more off of the music page. And since you're doing such a small spot, make sure you're holding it super tight because that can slip on you. My fingers don't want to work. What's new? All right, now we have that and we have that. So we have the start of our, I'm calling this Shabby Chic. Easy to do. I did actually saw one on Pinterest. You know, we all get our ideas from somewhere. And I was on Pinterest and I just kind of went from there. And, you know, you sort of make it your own. And yeah, I just went from there and came up with this. So now I'm going to use some of that paper that I got from Create with Scrimping Mommy. And I'm going to just take that white edge off. I may have to go up a little bit further. And like I said, you got to hold really tight. So let me start that over. That's not gonna. Okay, just got to go up a little bit further. All right, now I'm not going to worry about this white right now because what I want to do is I'm going for this piece that comes right across here. And I want that, let's see, this one is about 3 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. And I'm going to go ahead and rip at about 3 inches. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and rip this edge off. There we go. I think I'm going to go the width of the card, which is 5 by 7. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go ahead and rip right there. And of course I'm going to save that. I can do something with that. I don't throw anything away. Perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and ink these pieces up. You know what? I think I want that a little bit smaller. I think that's a little bit too wide for me. Let's see if I can rip it. Yeah, I think I want, that looks better to me. Okay. I'll probably regret taking that little bit off, but all right, I'm going to go ahead and ink my edges and then we're going to move forward. Before I do that, I am going with this graphic today. This came from Free Printables for Your Junk Journals. It is a Facebook group, and if you join, Paulette gives tons of free digitals over there. I'm sure this one came from there. It might not have, but I'm pretty sure it did. So I'm going to go ahead and use that, but I'm going to ink that up as well. And while I'm inking, you can see I sort of did a little bend here, and I roughed up the edges. So to do that, we're just going to take our scissors. Now, be careful doing this, especially if you're a youth. You always mark that my videos are not for youth because I use scissors and I use sharp things. So moms will have to decide if they can watch the videos or not. There's nothing bad in my videos. It's just I don't want someone to get hurt. So that one's a nice little rip, and you're just trying to make it look shabby, right? All right, so I have some shabbiness going on here. Just going to clean those edges up, and then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of bend that down a little bit, and then when I ink, I'm going to ink that too. Okay, let's get to inking. Okay, all of my inking is done, and now we're going to start gluing down. So make sure my card is the right way. You could always do it this way too, but we're going to do it this way. And I'm going to go ahead and start gluing. I am using Art Glitter Glue. It's got my fine tip not adapter, yeah, you know, that thing that makes the glue come out. So I do like to use it. I'm going to put that one on, and I'm just turning it towards me so I can kind of see it from my end. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Of course, if there was an orientation to the scrapbook paper or whatever you're using, make sure you're not gluing that upside down and you have the right orientation. So I'm going to put this one right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and turn it this way, and we're going to put this one right across here. You can just use regular glue for this. You can just use Elmer's glue. Just don't glob it on there. You don't need a lot. We aren't building bridges. We're just gluing paper. About right there. All right, I'm going to come down just a little bit on that one. Okay. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. So now I am going to put my little banner or little tag, whatever. I think it's called a banner. Now I have a crimper, so I can crimp my paper, but you don't have to have a crimper. You simply can find yourself some brown paper. This could be a brown paper bag if you don't have cardstock. I just happen to have it. And then if you line it up, and this is what? This is 1.5 inches, and I'm just finding my center point. And I'm going to go ahead and mark right here. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and go from corner to dot, corner to dot. There. And then you have, oh, I got something on that one. And then you have your piece like this. So I'm going to go ahead and use my crimped one. I've had that crimper. When I first started scrapbooking, it was one of the first things I bought. I don't know where I got it. I'm probably at a store, you know, back when Joann's and all of them had, you know, their 50% off all the time, or 50% off coupon. I would always treat myself to one item every time I went, and then I just started building my stash. And for some reason, I thought I needed that crimper. And you know what? I did, because I use it a lot. I use it on different things all the time. All right, we're going to go ahead and do that. Now we're going to go ahead and put on our card. So I'm going to go ahead and use my foam stickies. These I get from Dollar Tree. I get them in the automotive section. They just come in like a little round spiral. I don't have the packaging, but they'll kind of look like this, and they work just fine. I use them on everything, for everything, on everything. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and grab my tag. Now I have a die cut, so obviously I was able to die cut, but you can just cut a square. Again, you can just take your brown paper bag. If you don't have a stamp, that's a stamp. You can just write hello. And then if you lay this down on, say, another piece, and you glue it about right there, you can cut around that, and then you're going to have your little sentiments. So you don't have to have all the fancy stuff, fancy things to make a pretty card. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on my mat. Okay, and I'm going to put a piece of foam on the back of that. Actually, I'm going to put 2 on this one. I'm foam happy. And let me just get these peeled off. Okay, so now I'm going to place this one. I want a little bit of every element showing. So I'm going to put this just about right here. And then I'm going to put my just a note in the corner. And I have one last little element. So this also is a die cut, and I have several of them die cut out. They look like this, and I just keep them around because a lot of times I'll just snip off pieces. And I think I like that. I think that really contrasts the picture. So I'm just going to snip right here. And I don't get rid of these because I can use these also. There's ways I can tuck them in there and make it look like it's not been snipped. And I think I'm going to put that right there. Now, if you don't have a die cut, you could cut out a picture, a flower from a flower magazine. You could stick it to some like cardstock or heavier paper and cut it out so it'll give it a little bit of dimension. Or another thing you can do is I have this yarn or thread, whatever you want to call it. You can take it and loop it and loop it and loop it and give yourself quite a bit. Then you can take tape that off. You end up with this, and you can use this to put down in there or add it to what you got. That's kind of cute. And then you can use that as an embellishment. But that is the front of our card. It is finished. Now we have to do the inside. This came from, and you can get a lot of this type of stuff or use regular paper. Like I said, if you follow some of these Facebook pages, you can print these out. And I know not everybody has a printer, and not everybody has, wants to waste a lot of ink on printing. So, you can just use book page as well. So I have this from Lena Scraps, and it's Journaling Basics. And it came as a 2-part thing, but I just wanted this one, so I just cut this side out. And that is what I'm going to put there for writing notes. And that is it. That is our card. And let me bring in my other one. And I have another one here somewhere. Here it is. There. Aren't they beautiful? So I hope you found this enjoyable. Go have some fun. Check out Amanda's Ko-fi. And yeah, craft a little just a note and get something out to someone. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I'll try to get back on as soon as I can, but I may be quiet for a while until I get this outside project finished. Have a great day. Bye.